Hey guys. So in this video, I'm going to share my vulnerabilities, my raw experience, um, with the aim that people can relate and it can help you if you're in a similar place. And this is particularly for people who are labeled as highly sensitive or empaths. This is also for people who have had a trauma and recovering from a big trauma in their lives. And this is also for people who aren't necessarily highly sensitive or emotionally, that emotional about things, or going through any trauma recovery, but someone they love or someone they care about is, so they can understand where they're coming from. So I'm going to speak about, or a little bit about my experience as a very sensitive person. Some characteristics of sensitive people and people who are recovering from trauma, and then look at very simple things that help me in my day-to-day life to just feel more at peace and not get so overwhelmed by the gift that I have, which is tremendous and profound sensitivity, but making sure that it's a gift, stays as a gift and not as a curse, because it really can be a curse. I've experienced it on the level of the curse and the level of the gift in extremes. So my current state and why am I sharing this video from experience? In a nutshell, about 5 years ago, I experienced something just so traumatic that I will never be able to conceptualize it or put it into words or understand it logically ever. And it is nothing. I mean, it's just mental. If I have to use a label, it was a mental, intense awakening that left me just totally disorientated and totally effed up. And so it's been a real journey, a real intense journey, a very challenging journey, a very painful journey. But the gift that it's been the last 5 years on the road to recovery or healing is that I have been able to tap into realms of self-love and acceptance that I never would have had the opportunity to delve into. And so on top of the trauma aspect of my reality, recovering from trauma, like the whole nervous system just being totally locked down and in a fight or flight, fearful, adrenalized, high cortisol levels going on like every second of every day, for several years. On top of that, I'm already a very, very sensitive person. My biological, psychological makeup is incredibly sensitive. So I have to be extra cautious with how I interact with the world. So some characteristics that I have and that sensitive people will have is things like we basically just feel a lot more than people who aren't on that spectrum, which again can be the gift and the curse. So it means that you pick up. Oh, let's just put it from my experience. I pick up energies of other people and states, mental states, emotional states, just like so acutely. So if I go into any area with human beings in, immediately what's going on is I can tune into like everything that's going on at the same time, like every nuance of mental and emotional state that this person there is feeling on the phone, talking to this person there, sensing that there's a bit of anger there, there's a bit of there's peace there, there's love there, there's disappointment there. This person is thinking that about that person. This person's feeling this. That person's feeling rejected. Oh, there's a nice flow of unity going on there. Oh, that love between the. Oh, and the dog is feeling this between this. And it's immediately like so much information is coming in about feelings and emotions in a similar way. Like right now, I'm just surrounded by trees and nature. I'm in this little farmhouse. And so I just become the trees very easily. And it's such a pleasure. Because the trees aren't thinking, or the trees aren't going through any emotional spirals. So I can really sink into the peace of the trees very easily. Or animals. People like myself and sensitive people, we particularly love to be around animals or babies because children, well, some children, because when they're very young, because they're just emitting this pure, it's just like pure, simple consciousness, and there's no activity going on. There's no emotional and mental activity going on. What other characteristics? Just generally very sensitive to the stimuli, not just of emotions and thoughts, but also sensory perception, sounds, smells, touch, taste. It's all like you're a bit on an acid trip. It's just like. So, as a sensitive person as well, you might be labelled, like I have in the past, as being weak, over emotional, because you're crying at things when other people be like, why are you crying? What's wrong? Is something wrong with you? Soppy. As a man, it can be extra challenging, I think, because in the modern society, you might be perceived as being gay or soppy or just not masculine enough. The old generation of men would say, boys don't cry, men don't cry, let alone boys. There's so you can feel, I definitely acknowledging more how actually alien I've felt, and then I meet some people who are in the same space, and it's like, oh fuck, oh my god. But then the majority of the world ultimately is not in that same space. So you can feel very like I'm literally on a different planet. I've felt, for a long time, like my home is definitely on another planet. So things that are useful for people who are extra sensitive or they've got a traumatized nervous system that needs to rest and recover properly. Well, firstly, the obvious thing I just said is rest, is sleep, is giving yourself permission to lie down. got so much better at just giving myself permission to have a nap or to lie down, to put on some binaural beats and just relax. Feel your body on the earth or in the sand, connected to nature, just lying down. How often do you do that? And if you're someone who's extra sensitive or recovering from trauma, like, the fact is your nervous system needs time to recover. I realized that no matter how much you go into the spirituality in the sense of connect to the oneness and your deepest awareness, that is fine, that is always fine, and always has been fine, and always will be fine, and is beyond space and time. That's all very well, but the fact is that if you're living a human experience, your body and mind are operating on this plane, on this earthly plane, and they need time and care to recover. If you're coming from a trauma, or just generally you're a sensitive person and just day to day you need that time to recover. So that's what's been a big realization for me, is that I need to really honor the way how my body and mind are wired if I really want to integrate the spiritual side of things into this human life. Otherwise I might as well just retreat forever, and which is tempting sometimes, and just forget the world. But I'm still up for sharing nice things with the world. So if you still want to interact with the world, you've got to acknowledge the reality of your body and mind, and the rest that it may need. Something else, water. Water is incredibly healing. I often take like a shower in the morning, and then I might take a shower in the evening as well. Just really helps to clear the energy fields. Yeah, this is going to be a long video, but I hope it's useful in some way. Nature. These things are all common sense, but just spending time in nature. Just spend time in nature every day. Go and put your bare feet in the ground, and it will really ground you back down. It will heal your nervous system. It will clear your energy field. Just realizing an important factor to keep in mind is that you have an energy field. You're not just the physical body. You have like this. People call it the aura, right? The energy field. Now, realizing that exists, that's real, will help you to sense when other energies have come into your field, and so you can start to know when you're clear, when your energy's clear. It's really basic, but it's nothing we're taught in Norman Western school. We're taught to like wash our physical body, brush our teeth. We're not talking about cleaning and clearing our energy. That is essential if you are extra essential, if you are a sensitive person that picks up all the energy around you. So shower yourself physically, but also shower yourself energetically. How you shower yourself energetically, I think nature will help with that. But very simply, something like meditation or qigong, tai chi, yoga, where you're just literally breathing in light and breathing out crap. And the qigong that I've really been getting into the last few years, realizing how powerful it is. It's such a powerful tool at clearing and balancing the energy of the body. Really, really powerful. Qigong or Tai Chi, or maybe yoga is more your thing, more doing the asanas. Really, really powerful. Other things, avoid excessive sensory stimulation. Just avoid it. Like, technology is a huge thing that can just screw you if you're extra sensitive. So I've recently just got rid of WhatsApp, and I feel so much more at peace because I would turn on WhatsApp and there'd be like 10 chats, voice messages, and it would just trying to the mind just is like it's just overwhelming for the mind. And then you've got 50 emails and 3 Facebook messages. And it's just like, and the thing is, most of the contents just doesn't matter. It's just erroneous or not important, and the mind will, oh, that's important. So just, for my advice, avoid excessive stimulation. Only speak to people who really do you well and wish you well, and just avoid people who don't show you love or acceptance. Just you can have acceptance and love for them, but it doesn't mean you have to be in their energy field and interact with them. Just send them love from a distance, but you don't have to like compromise your peace. And I recommend before bed, really like giving yourself a nice, at least an hour, like wind down time. No technology, no TV, no phone. Like, do whatever you like to do. Take a bath, put some music on, relaxing music, just meditate, like whatever you like to do. But just give yourself that time to wind down from the day and all the stimulation that's happened in the mind. And sleeping in general is, really, really important, obviously. But for the people who are on the sensitive spectrum, it's even more important. Basically, everything that's important is just extra important for you. If you're on the road to recovery or you're extra sensitive, like the foods you eat, sugar levels, like caffeine. Just avoid caffeine, avoid drugs, avoid alcohol. Well, when I say these things, this is just things that work for me. So obviously, you might be fine with these things, but it's just stuff for me that helps. And if you're anything like me, then it will help you too. So what have I said? Water, nature, avoid sensory stimulation, avoid overstimulating things like drugs, caffeine, alcohol, sleeping properly, good nutritious food, just basic things. Protecting your energy field, consciously not picking up others' energy. Meditation, qigong, yoga, and saying no to things. Saying no to things. Don't be afraid to upset others or for other people to feel disappointed if you have to say no. Like, you know what? I need some space. I need some space. I need some downtime. I need a bit of my own just to recharge. Wow. Well, a long video, but I hope that's helped in some way. And if you are feeling extra sensitive at the moment, people think you're extra sensitive, or you cry too much, or you feel too much. You're beautiful just the way you are, and it's a gift. It's a real gift that you've got. Just harness that gift by really looking after you. That's basically all you've got to do. Is everything I've said you could just summarize as really look after yourself, really take care of yourself, love yourself, be gentle with yourself, and all the rest will follow. You'll know intrinsically what to do if you just have that foundation of really